Good evening, everyone. My name is Aimee Levesque, and I'm the Executive and Artistic Director of Inclusive Theater of Western New York. I want to welcome you to ITOWNY's second annual Scary Ghost Stories for the holiday. Last year we had zombies, and this year we are proud to present adaptations of Charles Dickens' beloved classic, A Christmas Carol. Tonight we will be featuring 4 adaptations by Ellen Scherer, Mike Fanelli, Madison, Sedlor, and Vale, Vonn. The cast of this Saturday's adaptations are James Barcomb, Heather Benson, Virginia Brannon, Justin Chortie, Dorothy Garhardt, Patty Krause, Aimee Levesque, Jessica Levesque, Louis Maisonet, Jessie Pierce, MaryAnn Reisdorf, Queen Robinson, and Ellen Scherer. The plays tonight were directed by yours truly, Virginia Brannon, Justin Chortie, and Dallas Taylor. Without further ado, I welcome you. I hope you enjoy the show.
Happy holidays, folks. It's me, the ghost of theater yet to come. I'm just dropping by to invite you to Inclusive Theater of Western New York's first show of 2022. Head to the Williamsville Meeting House on January 20th, 21st, 22nd, or 23rd. That's right, there are 4 chances to see new plays by local playwrights, including Hilary Bluestein-Lyons, George Gryjack, Justin Karcher, Justin Pope, Ellen Scherer, and Madison Sedlor. This performance is in collaboration with Western New York Improv. Tickets are just $10 at www.wnyimprov.net or at the door. Wow, what a deal. See you at 5658 Main Street in Williamsville. That's the Williamsville Meeting House this January 2022. All right, I better get back to the future. We're about to raise the curtain.
The first show this evening is Adaptations of A Christmas Carol by Ellen Scherer, directed by Justin Chortie. Enjoy.
Finally. You're late, Collins.
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Khan. I'm sorry. I was on the phone with Ernie and the kids. They normally can do fine without me at bedtime, but
Personal call?
sorry, Miss Granton. It won't happen again.
Did you work out the bug? I still can't download the Dickens file.
Almost. I have a few more hours and I should be able to crack it. You know, for whatever reason, we can't retrieve this. I have another idea that might save the quarter. I sent it to you a while ago. I'm still working on it, so it's not perfect.
I've seen it, Clark.
Oh. I didn't know.
It's not the right time.
Right. I'll get the Dickens file.
Let's not get sidetracked. Good. User profiles can't be profitable without it.
Yes, Miss Graham.
Have you spoken to Drew about hiring more influencers for the release?
I haven't reached them. I think they left for Sioux Falls on Monday.
See, this is why I like you, Collins. You're dedicated. You're not traipsing around South Dakota when you've got work to do. Call me when you've accessed the file.
Will do. Miss Scranton?
Yes.
I was wondering if you needed me to come in the office tomorrow, if I could possibly.
Well, what is it? Spit it out.
I was wondering if I could possibly work from home in the morning. I mean, I already have most of the software and updates on my phone, but Ernie invited his parents over for Christmas and, well, I'd hate to miss it.
What time is the brunch?
I don't think they set a time.
Well, if you you can certainly come in early tomorrow. If we manage to get the beta version ready for release, you may go.
Thank you, Mrs. Scranton.
Hello?
Sydney,
Fred.
what are you doing for Christmas tomorrow?
Why?
Well, Avery and I are hosting this year.
Yes, and
Are you at the office right now?
dear Miss Merrill, help us protect reproductive rights this holiday season. Delete.
You are in the office.
Dear Miss Merrill, it's very difficult this time of year. Planned Parenthood is facing some of the toughest challenges to healthcare delivery we've ever seen.
Hello.
Don't they realize Morgan is dead? They can't milk them for cash anymore. These places are like sex-crazed government leeches. I don't work 365 days a year to give my money away to people who aren't even doing a goddamn thing to...
Quit cleaning out your inbox and talk to me.
I shouldn't even be getting these emails. That's the real issue. This is an invasion of privacy. Oh, here's one from Greenpeace. Dear SM Industries, the world is changing. The planet's heating up. Would you help us heal the world with a yearly donation?
That one's a little wordy.
Greenpeace?
Listen, Sid,
Greenpeace isn't doing half the work I'm doing to heal the damn world, okay? Why do they need my money? Seriously, they have zero boundaries. That's it. I'm calling each and every one of these places tomorrow to give them a piece of my mind.
but it's Christmas.
Ah, humbug.
Bless you. Now, tell me you're not going to work tomorrow
I'm not.
and that you're not working from the home office of yours, right?
Humbug. It's just another day.
What is that?
What?
Humbug. It's so vaudevillian.
Fred,
You sound like I'd win.
I don't have time for this, Fred.
It's Christmas Eve and you don't have time to talk to your favorite cousin?
You're my only cousin, Fred.
Well, all the more reason to hear me out.
And where do you think you're going?
Oh, nothing. I mean, nowhere. It's just awfully cold in here, Miss Scranton.
Is that Clark Collins there with you? Hey, Clark. What are you doing working so late?
We're having an emergency meeting about the Dickens file.
I don't know. I don't know what that is, but Jesus, Sydney, let Clark go for the night. And congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
All the more reason to earn some overtime. Plus, Fred, if they didn't want to work today, they would have said so.
Like how?
And what's that supposed to mean?
Nothing. I'm just trying to say you could at least restock the IPA bar. I mean, the kid deserves a drink.
I'll have you know that Clark worships the ground I walk on.
You and I both know that Clark doesn't want to work on Christmas Eve. They're just trying to suck up to you so they don't lose their job. They literally can't afford to say no to you. Come on, Sydney. They've got a partner, 2 kids, and a third one on the way. They deserve to spend Christmas Eve at home with them.
Fred, I will not be made to feel guilty for inspiring hard work.
Sydney,
What?
it's just not the way.
According to you.
Hey, Clark, would you and the family like to come over tomorrow night? It's 12521 Winterview Road.
I'd love to, but Ernie and I are hosting for his parents' first time.
Fine, I can come, but I don't want to.
Forget it.
I don't want to. I can come, but I don't want to.
Listen, I know the last year has been hard for you. It's hard for me too.
This has nothing to do with Morgan. I hate Christmas. I always have.
Oh, come on. That's not true.
Christmas is just an excuse for people to stay home from work when they could be discovering something, creating something. Every Christmas, every holiday for that matter, all I see is a smaller paycheck and a day without progress.
You're managing partner,
So
you don't get paychecks.
sure I do. I've got the dividend receipt right here.
Don't mince words. You know what I mean. You're not going to go broke if you take a day off once in a while. And the opportunities will be there waiting for you on the next business day. That last bit goes for you too, Clark.
Thanks, Fred.
It's like I've been telling you for years. You need balance in your life. Hell, you need a life to balance.
Humbug.
There you go again with that humbug garbage. Is that the Silicon Valley thing? Man, I miss the steel industry. Is it too late to bring it back here?
Miss Scranton, if I may,
Every minute I'm not at this desk, every minute I'm not producing something is a waste of time. Now, I know you're in denial when it comes to this business, so this might be hard for you to comprehend, but I'm doing something groundbreaking here. If I stop trying to get to the next thing, that leaves people vulnerable.
You're not the only one.
Do you like being vulnerable, Fred?
Not particularly, but that's not the point.
I have to get back to work.
You're a miserable old bastard. And if you're not careful, you're going to end up just like Morgan.
I should be so lucky.
We'll be here if you change your mind. Merry Christmas.
Bah! Humbug.
indeed, Miss Scranton, humbug.
Stop that.
Sorry.
Were you able to make any progress during that inane phone call?
Actually, I decrypted a double firewall. I'm actually looking up the files right now.
Bring me the hard drive when you're done.
This might take some time.
I don't want any more hangups.
I know, Miss Grant, it's terrible.
Great. I still want the hard drive. Can you bring it over tonight? We're at the tail ends of Q4 and our profits are far below my projections.
I know, Miss Scranton. I'm sorry.
It's the goddamn Christmas season. What is it good for if we are not in the black?
I don't know, Miss Grant. I don't know. I'll be there within the hour.
Very well.
It's almost time. Are you ready?
Oh, does it matter?
No. It's now or never.
Wish me luck.
Before we move on to scene 2, let's listen to a word from our sponsors.
Hey, it's me again, the ghost of theater yet to come. Did you know that Buffalo has a really cool improv group called Western New York Improv? Did you know that they also have a show at the Williamsville Meeting House in January 2022? Tickets are just $10 at www.wnyimprov.net or at the door on January 29th. See you at 5658 Main Street in Williamsville. Gotta go again. Looks like Dallas is in need of another audience suggestion. Run, Candy Cane!
I can't wait for that. Those Western New York improv folks are pretty funny.
Hello? Hello?
Good morning, Vietnam. Sorry, buddy. Had to.
Morgan?
It's been a long time since I've been in a Brooks Brothers.
But aren't you?
Dead? Yes.
But how did we? No.
Yes.
No, this is not. No.
I'm dead. But I'm here. But I'm dead.
This is not happening.
Oh, it's a whole thing.
This is not amusing in the least.
Oh, you're telling me? It's your classic Christmas Carol situation, you know? The whole rich geezer getting an emotional makeover for Christmas thing. Like a Christmas Carol. Charles Dickens, you were just reading it.
Oh, okay. This is a dream.
No.
Oh, right, sure. This is not a dream.
It's really not, though.
Sure.
It's not.
Okay, fine. It's not a dream. If this isn't a dream, what the hell is going on?
Well, it's a little complicated.
Seriously, who put you up to this?
Like I said, it's complicated.
Well, you could at least try to explain.
I am. We're here because of you. See,
That's impossible because I have no idea what you're talking about and where is here.
You wanted me to explain, right? We're in the liminal Christmas realm.
Oh, you're not joking. So we're both dead.
That's not what I said.
So what are you saying?
Here.
Clark's Christmas realm, the virtual reality check.
Dead on Christmas Day. Just like Dino, Soul Brother #1, and Yog. Wait, am I cool now? I'm over it. Time works differently here. It's been more like 50 years for me. The real cup of crapola is there's nothing to do here. And I can't swear either. You were transported here through your television screen.
Holy shit.
Well, apparently you can. This is horseshoes. Anyway, hang on, Scranton. It's gonna get weird.
Gonna.
Shh. After the crash, I woke up here in this nothing place. So I'm freaking out, kind of like how you are right now, when pop, out of nowhere, there's Rizzo. Remember her? Oh, right, of course you don't. Let me catch you up. Rizzo's your assistant at some point in this story. Okay, so Rizzo popped and gave me the rundown, an orientation for my afterlife, if you will. She said I had to be on the lookout for you, but she didn't give me any indication of when you'd get here. So, needless to say, I've been extremely bored. I've been drifting around haunting people from the Vale while I waited for you to show.
Waited for me?
These chains are incredibly heavy. Here, take them. Thanks, buddy. My arms are killing me. Donuts. I thought that would work.
I don't have an assistant named Rizzo.
Yet.
What?
You don't have an assistant named Rizzo yet.
What?
She doesn't work for you yet. She's still at the sample shop where, when you're from, linear time is kind of complicated.
When did she?
Congratulations, you made it to the limited Christmas realm.
Finally.
This is ridiculous.
I'm right on time.
I don't know how you're doing this, Morgan.
I told you I'm not doing this. You are.
Because it's a dream.
It's not a dream.
I don't have time for this.
You do have
I don't have time for this.
tomorrow, but only if you stick around.
Unbelievable.
What? Were you planning to go to work tomorrow?
What's it to you?
Some things never change.
Let's get on with it, Miss Merrill.
Yes, let's get on with it, Ms. Merrill. Whatever it is.
Okay. Keep your robe wrapped. Hold on. I think aha.
What the hell is that?
It's an iPhone 61. Now press the button on the side.
I know. I've listened to this thing 1,000 times. It was encrypted, but it wasn't a match for old Morgan Merrill.
His old friend. It's been a long time. If you're listening to this, you've made it to the liminal Christmas realm.
That's my voice. How did you?
Please listen carefully. What I'm about to say could change the course of your death and my life.
That's it. I've heard enough.
Find me on December 24th, 2021, and correct my path. I must follow the spirit set forth to guide me. It's our only hope for salvation. I'm sorry we weren't able to do this sooner, but rules are rules. Good luck, Morgan.
What the hell?
You mean what? The liminal Christmas realm.
No, I am pretty sure. I mean, what the hell?
Morgan, please keep on track. You don't have much time.
Right. So, unlike you, I've had some time to work through this. It seems you want me to correct your path as a way to help both of us.
That is correct.
But you're dead. You don't think that
No, what's dead should stay dead. And I'm a doornail. But I'm stuck. I think I need your help to move beyond this transitional nothing place. I'm assuming, based on the time of year and the whole mysteriously spooky vibe of your recording, that you're going to be visited by 3 spirits, not unlike myself, in order to guide you.
That is correct. The spirits will be visiting you before the clock strikes midnight.
No, there is no way this is a real thing. This is a stress nightmare. I get them all the time, and the Dickens file has been haunting me for weeks. Collins is on her way over with it right now.
This is not a stress nightmare. Just face it, Sid. You're a selfish Sally, and it's affecting your personal life.
When will people understand that I like my personal life? My home is designed exactly to my specifications. I have all the books I've ever wanted to read. My kitchen is stocked with the most delicious meals. Hell, my bed is more comfortable than the Queen of England's.
The point is, you've been given a chance to achieve more.
I'm happy with the way things are.
That is incorrect.
And who are you to tell me what's what? You're just a secretary. I haven't even hired yet.
Well, I'm not happy.
Who cares? You're dead.
Wow.
Wow.
You may not want anything more out of your life, but I have to believe there's something more than this. You said in that recording that completing this mission would save my soul as well as yours. If you were really my partner, if you were really my friend, the least you could do is give it a shot.
The portal back to the mansion is closing.
I hope you make the right choice.
Goodbye, Sydney Scranton, and good luck.
All right. Let's see where we can go from there. But before we do that, let's hear a word from our sponsors.
Western Door Playhouse is on the lookout for new playwrights, actors, directors, and more. Contact them at 716-405-0153 or wdplayhouse@gmail.com for more information on how to get involved. Now, let's get back to the show.
And that, of course, was Bing Crosby's White Christmas, a favorite here in Western New York.
Hey, with the winter storm approaching, Jingle, nothing else fits.
That's right. Like I always say, it's the most wonderful time of the year. Until someone gets hurt.
That's no joke.
You're telling me, Jangle.
If you're out on the road tonight, make sure you get right off them. And soon. Winds are predicted to be up to 40 miles per hour with less than 50% visibility.
Everyone, stay safe out there.
And enjoy some Andy Williams.
Sorry.
Bottom of the bag.
Yeah, bottom of the bag. Hold on.
Just wanted to let you know the kids are asleep. Thank you.
There's nothing else I'd rather be doing than singing to those hooligans with you.
Maybe next week you'll be able to sing it more in person.
I hope so.
You don't sound sure. Why don't you sound sure?
Brannon's been acting funny lately. Weird.
Weird, like she's going to go back on her promise to just increase her hours. Well, she promised in writing.
Oh, I've been meaning to talk to you about that.
She did go back on her promise. I know it. What a miserable little...
Listen, the last few weeks have been great, but this year's been fairly rough on the boss.
Because she turned on your idea again. She said it's not the right time.
Well, they haven't turned it down. It's just not my right time.
Yeah, like she knows when the right time. Just
maybe they do.
Maybe I just wish Scranton wasn't so miserable.
Yeah, they're a little testy right now. Christmas is a tough time for them. Remember their partner Meryl?
Not really. Didn't she die like a year ago?
Almost exactly.
That's tough. But it doesn't give Scranton a free pass to treat you like her lackey. You should be taken more seriously at the place, babe. I think Liminal could change the world.
I don't know.
That nonprofit downstate is accepting proposals again. You should quit your job and actually submit this spring.
I wouldn't feel right.
The deadline's in April.
Miss Scranton gave me my start.
And a lot of other people gave Scranton her start. It's okay to shop around. Think of it as a Christmas present to yourself, Clark. You're working too much and too hard. You're absolutely miserable. And for what? Sorry, I'm not trying to lecture about Christmas Eve.
Oh, thank you for saying all that. I mean, it's good to know that you're so supportive. I could have no idea what I'm talking about. I could be out of my tree, you know?
Oh, I know you are.
I think it's a Christmas tree.
So, are you on your way home?
Yes and no.
Clark!
I gotta drop something off at Scranton. I'll be home in 20 minutes.
And when did she go home tonight?
They didn't actually.
Oh, tell me you're not on the Skyway.
I'm on a Skyway. Gotta go.
Really? Why?
No, not really. I'm just around the corner of Scranton's house, just looking for a parking spot.
Say hello to Scrooge for me.
I'll do you one better. I'll give him a big bah humbug.
And hurry home. The weather's getting better.
Clark? Dear? Ernie? Ernie?
Clark? Clark?
Honey,
Honey? Hello? Clark, are you there?
I'm here. I'm here. Do you hear sleigh bells?
What?
I hear sleigh bells.
I don't hear anything.
Okay.
Oh, okay, what?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you something, and I need you to stay calm.
You're scaring me, Clark. What is going on?
I'm in 1976.
You're in
1976?
like the year.
Yeah.
How?
I'm not even sure how. I'm talking to you right now.
I'm hanging up and I'm calling 911.
No, Ernie, don't wait. I don't want to break the connection.
But what are we gonna do?
We are going to relax
Why?
because it's the right time.
The right time.
It's the right time.
Oh my God.
Scranton's doing it. They did it. They bought in.
Oh my God.
I know.
So she's there, like right now.
I wonder if they went social or environmental.
She's in your liminal Christmas realm. I knew, Claire. I knew you were gonna make this happen. This is great. Do you know what this means?
Scranton is finally getting a reality check.
No, I mean, yeah, it's like
I'm sitting in a drafty station wagon on Christmas Eve.
Clark, we'll finally be able to afford Lane's back surgery.
Oh my God. You're right.
I'll call the surgeon on Monday.
There's just one problem.
Yeah?
I don't know how to get out of here.
What?
Well, this is not supposed to happen. Me time traveling. It's supposed to happen to Scranton and Merrill going through their past.
But Meryl's dead.
Yeah, maybe that's the problem. Let me just. I worked out all the bugs in my coding, but I must have missed something.
No, Scranton must have messed with something without you there. I know you. You've had a singular focus on that project since the day I met you. There's no way that the random time travel could occur.
Unless I'm a bigger part of this than I thought.
Clark, no.
I think I should go in.
In? Well, in where?
The mansion. If I'm not mistaken, Scranton is currently up to speed on his mission.
Shouldn't she already be up to speed since she put this whole thing in motion?
No, Scranton decided to do it in her own future. Past Scranton doesn't know.
What future Scranton knows?
Okay, I'm going inside. Maybe I'm supposed to help them.
Well, she's not going to be in there, remember? It's 1976.
Oh, the mansion is suspended in time.
Babe, don't you think you've helped Scranton enough? You've been working on the Christmas realm for years. I think she can work on this little glitch without you.
I don't think I can. If Scranton's in there, they're using the beta version, and there's no way they're going to figure it out without me.
You're sure?
Yes.
Okay.
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 I'm hanging up. I love you.
I love you too.
Thanks,
Good luck.
babe. See you soon.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and others. That was part 3. Now, how will Clark get out of this? She's stuck in 1976. Let's hear a word from our sponsors before we find out what happened.
Hey, would you look at that? It's half past time for More Women in Comedy. Yes, it's me, the ghost of theater yet to come, and this April 2022, Green Buffalo Productions is putting on a comedy show at Michi's Buffalo. Want to perform? Send an email to greenbuffaloproductions@gmail.com with a short bio and headshot. A small sign-up fee is required. You can be a basic bitch at $10 for a 5-minute set, or an extra bitch at $15 for a 5-minute set and a recording of the show. Each comic will compete for the chance to win the title of GBP's Comedy Queen. But that's not all. The winner will also receive a $100 cash prize, as well as the Comedy Queen crown. Our favorite Buffalo comic, Rachel Tashari, will be hosting this new event. Love comedy but don't see yourself on the stage? You can still come out to support your local ladies and vote for your favorite set. The audience favorite will be crowned GBP Duchess of Joke. Go to www.onthestage.com/green-buffalo-productions.
Thanks, Alan. Now let's get back to the show.
Happy holidays, Ms. Collins.
Happy holidays, Miss Collins.
Happy holidays. Who are you?
I am currently serving as Miss Scranton's home security system.
Okay, I'd like to come in. They're expecting me.
Miss Scranton is currently unavailable.
They must be in the realm.
Correct.
Oh, you know about that?
I do.
Listen, my name is Clark Collins.
Yes,
And
I know.
Right. So I need to.
I greeted you not a minute ago.
Yes, Miss Scranton
is currently unavailable.
Excuse me. It's freezing out here.
That is unfortunate.
Can I at least come in the front hall?
You may leave a message with me after the tone. Beep.
This must be it. The bug. The glitch.
I am not a glitch. I am a home security system.
I'm going to need to get closer to look at your wiring.
You most certainly do not.
When were you installed?
2046. I am the Liminal Christmas Rizzo Beta 5.3.
Still testing in 2046. What the heck am I doing wrong in 2046 that the wrong person was sent through time? Rizzo, can you tell me where Scranton is?
I cannot locate Miss Scranton. I only know she asked not to be disturbed.
See, that doesn't make sense though, because they asked me to drop by with the Dickens file. They were expecting me. They could be stuck somewhere in their own timeline. I have to shut you down.
No, I was installed to secure the premises, and that is exactly what I am going to do.
There has to be a fail-safe somewhere. Good to see the suspended animation is functioning properly.
What did you do? Red alert! Red alert! Red alert!
Rizzo, please.
Intruder! Intruder, help!
How can I convince you, Rizzo? I'm not trying to break in Miss Scranton's house. Okay? See, I'm just standing in the foyer. Please just listen. You have a very important job. Wait.
What is a foyer?
What is a foyer? It's this. We're standing in it right now.
No, this is the Liminal Christmas Realm. I am here to welcome new participants. My programming clearly states that only Ms. Scranton and Meryl are to travel through the realm tonight.
That's just it. This isn't the Liminal Christmas Realm. Your programming is incorrect.
Impossible.
I know it seems impossible because it's all you know, but you have a higher purpose. You're not just a butler.
I am a security system.
Cindy Scranton on their
I
journey
insist
to a
you go
better,
back
more
outside.
fulfilling life.
How exactly am I to do that?
Well, like I said, I need to shut you down.
Is it going to hurt?
No, I just need you to put you to sleep and rework some things. It's like a nap.
But I am a computer. I do not take naps.
I know. It's just a comparison. Never mind. This glitch happened once before. I was working on an earlier version of it, and oh well, you were into Tim Hortons and you started kicking people out of line because of ordering chocolate Timbits. Still can't figure out why you were so protective of that variety in particular. Anyway, I'll have you back up in a jiffy.
What is a Tim's bit?
Do you trust me?
You created me. If you say I am not in danger, I believe you.
I promise. You'll be perfectly fine. But we have to hurry. Scranton timed their journey specifically for tonight.
Okay.
You'll know everything you need to know when you wake up.
I am ready. Liminal Christmas Realm, here I
Coming
come.
Down. 3, 2, 1. No. No way.
Yep.
Liminal Christmas Realm has been initiated. Please enter your 5-digit security code.
All right, and let's move on to the conclusion of this story. I'd love to see how it ends. I can't wait.
Hark, the herald producer sings, give spirit change to theater things. Plays in person or on Zoom still need funds to grow and bloom. Join ITOWNY or Green Buffalo, come by. Both teams have a membership. Join per month or a yearly tip. Join ITOWNY or Green Buffalo, come by. Yes, if you want to support small theater companies this holiday season, check us out. Visit inclusivetheaterofwny.com and patreon.com/Green Buffalo Productions for more information.
That was a beautiful song. Let's get back to the show.
Sydney.
Sydney,
I'm coming. What?
you don't have a choice. You made a commitment.
I don't want to. I don't want to go. What? Oh,
You
no.
have to.
Mother.
Who else would it be?
Hey there.
Yeah. What?
Want to let me in?
What the?
Sydney, your cousin will be here in 10 minutes.
Or now.
That window was locked. What's going on?
It's December of 1981.
Damn it, Meryl. You never told me this was going to happen.
Did she not? Oh no. Must be another glitch. Okay, real quick. You went through the liminal Christmas realm. You sent yourself a recording that urged you to go back and revisit your past, present, and future with a spirit. Hey, that's me. To guide you.
No, I know all of that.
So what's the problem?
They never told me I'd be time traveling to reenact my childhood. Ugh. And what are you doing here? You're not a ghost or spirit thing.
Kind of seems like I am.
But you're not dead. You just called me. You're at home with your yawn of a spouse.
Hey, wash it. I'm here to help you, and I didn't say I was dead.
Sydney!
I'm coming! Why did you bring me here?
You'll see.
God, you're always such a pain in my ass.
You're just saying for me aside, this was a particularly important day for both of us. Do you remember why?
No. I can't believe you made me come to this dance with you.
Well, I always looked forward to them.
Come on, look at all this, the goofy decorations. Oh, great. Now I'm in pajamas. I was ready before, and now I look horrible.
I'm not in pajamas.
Like, that's better. Gag me with a spoon. Do you own anything other than those hangis sweaters?
You're just jealous.
Yeah, that must be it.
I looked great back then, and I look even better now. Look, the sweater has bells, gnarly.
Gross.
Chill out, Sid. No one can see us anyway.
And what is the point of all of this?
You can't change what happened, but you can change what happens next.
No, you're a freaking nerd. You always have been.
And I'm fine with that. You, on the other hand, were in denial.
I was not in denial.
You used to tell Aubrey we were going to football practice when we were really just going back to your house to play Dragon Master.
What are you doing?
Nothing. I was just saying that I would kick your butt in Dragon Master.
No, you didn't. You sucked.
That's really the point. Dragon Master.
But what are you doing?
Nothing. Oh, look, there's Aubrey now. Wow. She looks beautiful.
Shh. What if she hears you?
Hiding behind your kid cousin, huh? I love how you're embarrassed by me.
I am, but this is different. Being in this place around Aubrey, it's embarrassing. Some things never change.
She can't hear us or see us, remember?
Oh, right. Good.
Yes, good. And you're right.
What?
What you said, some things never change. That's true.
Then again, I must reiterate, what is the point of all of this if I can't change anything?
Henry David Thoreau said things do not change, we change.
So?
Is it coming back to you now? Why we're here?
To torture me?
No, torturing you would be kicking your butt in Dragon Masters one last time.
Hey, did I just hear someone mention Dragon Master?
Yes.
No.
I mean, of course
Who
not.
is that?
Oh, do we look
Yours?
like nurse to you?
What did you do?
I can hear you fine. Nice to meet you, Morgan Merrill.
Oh my, Ellen lives us on quite the cliffhanger there. I guess we'll just have to wait until next Christmas to find out how this ends.
That's right.
Oh, I'm on the edge of my seat, I know that. But before we move on to the next play, let's hear a word from our sponsors.
Can't get enough Scrooge this holiday season? Check out Inclusive Theater of Western New York's pre-recorded presentation of A Christmas Carol. This adaptation was written by Springville playwright Matt Boyle and will be streamed for free on Christmas Eve via the Inclusive Theater YouTube channel. Remember to like and subscribe.
Aimee, feel free to take it away.
Woohoo! Yes, we'll have to wait till next Christmas, and who knows, maybe it'll be vampires. Who knows? Next up is Ghost, written by the birthday boy himself, Michael Fanelli. Happy birthday to you. Ghost was directed by Dallas Taylor. Enjoy.
I saw this coming.
Oh, all-seeing Tiny Tim sees into the future.
The ghosts have been getting weaker and weaker, and now they're gone.
The Ghost of Christmas starring Scrooge, Tiny Tim, and the original spirits is no more. Thank God. It was getting so old. The same act year after year. They saved me again, this time from boredom.
It was our living.
Don't expect ghosts to appreciate living.
What happened to the Buckingham Palace gig? How did we perform without ghosts? We were going along like fish and chips. 12 years. They never complained. Now they take off.
They might come back. Everyone's entitled to be peeved about something.
You told them about the palace. We agreed not to tell them until the last minute.
I may have let it slip, but they're ghosts. They're troopers.
But the pay is £10.
Can you really trust a ghost? There must be ghosts in Buckingham Palace. Kings with no heads.
They lost their nerve.
I think they were played out. Everyone's read the book and learned its lesson of greed, nastiness, decrepitude, intervention, redemption, enlightenment, generosity, and peace.
What are you telling me, Uncle?
It's the end of the line, son. Time to develop new material.
Skip the Queen. They offered us £10. And all the ghosts halfpennies thrown at us.
The ghosts have voted with their feet.
But they enlightened you.
Can't hit a home run every time.
We'll have to search for them.
Ghosts cannot be found if they don't want to be.
They have masts that everything bends around. So you can...
Dear,
I don't know. So you can see their effects, but not them.
Oh, black matter. Oh my gosh, you've got some in there, Tim.
Perhaps they define us by the way we conform to their gravity.
Oh my gosh, you've got some in there, Tim.
Then again, maybe they were pissed at being imprisoned in a sided rug and released only when we rolled them out for the act.
Now they're as gone as a ghost can get.
Those inane routines we gave them, quivering voices, stomping around, chain rattling, howling in harmony. It was our fault.
They were being themselves. They were more of a traveling zoo than an act.
You tucked them in last night. Do they seem different to you?
Don't know, the usual moaning, scratching, sneezing. The rugs are dusty.
What happened to the chains?
Oh, they took them.
Maybe you think, we can play the roles for the Queen. We know the routine, a little makeup, a coat of white paint.
You want to spend another 12 years imitating ghosts?
Ever put food in my belly? What will happen to you? You were depressed and anxious when they saved you.
Yeah, I would have become a drunk, except I was too cheap.
At least let's find the ghosts. Then we can go from there. If you want to split up the act, then fine.
Don't you want to live your own life, nephew?
I thought we had a life together. You, me, and the ghosts, traveling to all the corners of the county, the sights we saw, the mountains.
No mountains, and sorry.
The rivers, Uncle Scrooge.
Not any rivers.
Sleeping in abandoned castles.
Those were barns.
Those were the days. Stealing horses, catching chickens to roast, ripping off fruit pies, cooling on the windowsills. Well,
that was fun, sure.
We saved each other's lives from fires and floods and cyclones.
Oh, all for one.
And hightailing from the sheriff and his bloodhounds, holding the rugs with the ghosts inside on our backs.
Oh, we hid in that cave.
Yeah, they scared the hounds off by rattling their chains.
The sheriff's horse collapsed from a heart attack.
And then there's the time you got sick of mushrooms and hallucinated.
Oh.
You were running from narwhals for a week.
Oh, and then the women.
What women?
Yes, that's right. No woman, none.
What are you not telling me, Uncle Scrooge?
You're only 25.
I'm not tiny anymore.
Maybe I should have taken you when I made one of my pilgrimages.
You made so many pilgrimages. I thought you were becoming a monk.
No monk.
Sometimes you're gone for a foreskin. I mean, fortnight.
I was being protective. You have the limp and you bless everyone.
Darn you, Uncle Scrooge.
Next time, I'll take you on a pilgrimage, I promise.
What good is that? It's all over. The journeys, performances, colourful characters, ladies.
It's possible that the ghosts might find their way back.
Hope so, Uncle Scrooge. I don't know what I'll do.
You won't do. Look, I had to sever a relationship.
You let the ghosts go?
They're my ghosts.
They were ours.
You use them, but they are mine. But actually, they are free spirits that go to ground when they find a pocket of negative particles. I was that pocket, and now I am neutralized.
They're in your pocket?
I was cured. They have no more relevance for me. They know it. It was a mutual parting of the ways.
But the act.
It was getting old.
We could pump it up with new material.
From where?
Queen Victoria. Meet and greet royalty. We'll be invited to perform at balls and man of war launchings. We'll come up with something. Get a starfighter.
Oh, we'll be a freak show. When the big shots want you, you're past your prime. So many rivals are copying our act. Adaptation after adaptation. We can and do perform it in our sleep. I'm tired, son. The traveling, fending off brigands, bookkeeping. A command performance would be a disaster. Like an insect caught in amber. We'll become celebrities, doomed to performing the act until we die. We'll have managers controlling our lives. Capitalism is being honed as we speak. And it will chew us up.
But the books keep selling out.
That's literature. This is showbiz. Holiday festivals, music halls, giving out autographs.
I can't write.
Oh, yes. The ghosts know about showbiz. Nothing but glitz and greed. The great message is anti-materialism. That's why they won't materialize.
I want to see Paris, Rome, Transylvania.
Oh, you best be looking for your own ghosts.
I'm not old enough.
Your bum leg and all your suffering make you older than your years. You are full of spirits.
So, I invoke my ghost and that's my own act.
You don't need an act. You follow your stars.
Where will you go, Uncle?
Look across the river.
What?
Lanterns. They're still here.
Those are your ghosts.
I gave them up. The signaling.
Where did they back here?
Once I've crossed the river, they're never coming back.
I still don't understand.
Look at the lanterns now. The ghosts are signaling that your sister Martha has just had a baby. She's going to need you.
Martha, a baby. But why me?
Silly Tim. Because you bless them all, everyone.
How do the ghosts know?
Haven't you heard anything?
So, goodbye, Queen Victoria.
Goodbye, Uncle Scrooge.
What will you do?
Now that I'm free and on the right path, I'd like to keep it to myself for a while. Maybe I'll try stand-up comedy.
All right, let's hear it again from Mike Fanelli. Happy birthday, big boy. Now, before we move on, let's hear a word from our friend Ellen.
Inclusive Theater of Western New York is a performing and visual arts company that is dedicated to advancing artists of all forms and levels of ability, including artists with disabilities, to challenge constructed images and misconceptions surrounding people from diverse backgrounds and groups. Get involved today. Inclusive is looking for new stage managers, crew members, designers, and volunteers for their upcoming performances. Email inclusivetheaterofwny@gmail.com for more information.
Aimee, take it away.
Thank you, Ellen. How do you follow Jingle Bells? That's pretty awesome. So next up, A Scheduling Conflict by Madison Sedlor, directed by yours truly, Aimee Levesque. Enjoy.
What on earth do you think you're doing? This is my time with the subject. Would you kindly buzz off for an hour before he wakes up and this whole thing blows up in our faces?
I beg your pardon, but it is I who has the 1 o'clock hour. You were supposed to be here at midnight. I don't even know why you're here. This is much too early for you, no matter what version of the story you're going with.
Well, I'm here now, so the two of you have to get out or the whole operation goes under.
I don't think we should have to leave because you wrote down your time wrong.
That's just it, though. I didn't write down the time wrong. I am on time. You're simply early.
I'm the ghost of Christmas presents. I can't be early. That's my whole thing.
If he wakes up now, it's all on you.
Too late.
What?
Are you the spirits whose coming was foretold to me?
I am.
Strange. I did not expect all the spirits to come to me at once.
Yeah. About that.
Excuse us, sir. While we have a quick aside, my partners and I have some business to attend to.
Sure. What is all that about?
For someone who is always in the present, you sure are oblivious to the things right in front of you.
Yeah, sure, take her side.
Mm, mm, mm.
Don't you see this more? Don't you see this mere mortal does not realize the error that has been made? Perhaps we can make this work to our advantage.
I'm not following.
Oh, hmm.
Let us each do what we intended to do. Instead of apart, we do it together. Teach this man the lessons of empathy, goodwill toward man.
The spirit of Christmas.
I was going to say the importance of redemption, but sure, that too. We can correct our mistake without actually correcting it.
Well, that sounds fine and dandy for the two of you, but I don't know. I had this whole thing planned.
All three of us have a whole thing.
Fine, sure, but I'm the crowd favorite. In every iteration of the story, the moral character and the audience see the biggest change when they meet me. Oh, please. You'd be at the bottom of the list if it weren't for this little Miss Doom and Gloom here.
Excuse me?
You literally barge in here, showcase all the horrible Christmas the mortal has gone through in his life. A complete downer.
I'll have you know, I showcase valuable memories that the mortal hasn't thought of in years.
Well, maybe there's a reason for that.
I also remind the mortal of true love. There's a whole scene at Fezziwig's. We meet the love of his life.
What are you talking about?
It may not have been in the original, but in the Muppet Christmas Carol.
The Muppets is your argument? Do you hear yourself?
May I interject, spirits? I have a
No. This coming from the ghost who can't see 3 feet in front of them.
Well, at least I'm likable and relatable. Not some wind-up toy that blurts out the same stories and phrases that have happened already.
I was the one who suggested we bend the rules because of your mistake. Tell me how I'm the one who is wound up tight.
If you were wound up any tighter, your head would pop off. Wow, that was the most beautifully well put speech. But that's the best I've ever had the privilege to hear.
Yet to come is right. We are all very important to the story.
Life can't be made right. Hear me. I am not the man I was. I will honor Christmas and try to keep it all the year. I will live my life in the past, the present, and the future. I will not shut out the lessons the spirits have taught me.
Right.
Go
yes.
Christmas
well,
turkey now.
We still haven't solved the true mystery.
Which is?
Why did we all get here at the same time? Let's see. September, November. December 24th. See, right there it says past arrive when the bell tolls 1.
Well, but I also put down when the bell tolls 1.
Well, there is no way all 3 of us were wrong. Is there? If we 3 ghosts were confused, something as a simple as timing, I wonder what else has gone wrong tonight.
Well, see here. What's the big idea? What is this, a trick of the light or a bad piece of fruitcake? Oh, well, not much of a talker, I see. Well, all right, you're here, aren't you? Now tell me, what do you want with me?
Much.
Good. Very descriptive. Good. Now see here, you vision, you specter. Tell me what I got to do to get you out of here and on with what I was just about to do.
Ask me who I was.
Ask me who I was. Oh, I'll give you a bit of what it was, that's for sure.
In life, I was your partner.
No. Now hold on a minute. Just hold on just a minute. Uncle Billy's my partner, and he is not dead. Why, I just saw him today. The big stupid oaf lost a boatload of money. You see? He's alive, I tell you, alive. And you look nothing like him. You're just a bad dream. Lack of oxygen to my brain. Frostbite or something. Oh, I see. You're here to stop me from jumping off this here bridge. You're here to spook me into life. Well, listen here, buddy. I've been pushed around all my life, and I'm not about to take orders from some bedsheet boo boy. I'll go find another bridge in another town if I have to, or my name isn't Georgia Bailey.
Well, shit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was quite fun, wasn't it? Now, before we move on, let's listen to our friend Ellen again. I'm sure she has something important to say, and we'll wait for her to say that important message.
It's not me. It's the ghost of theater yet to come.
Oh, yes, it is. I see that. And we're all waiting for her. The ghost of theater yet to come, huh? Wow. I can dig it.
Don't miss the world premiere of Miracle in Levittown. This gleeful one-act farce picks up one day after the classic holiday tale, Miracle on 34th Street. It takes audiences on an off-the-wall journey through the ugly history of racial segregation in America, using twists on iconic Christmas themes. Miracle in Levittown is directed by Ebony Pace and stars Scott Kress, Anika Pace, Alyssa Walsh Morris, Con Elijah, J. Tim Raymond, Tim Joyce, Andrew Zakari, Jacob Chester Sawyer, Jane Cudmore, and our very own Dallas Taylor. The final performance of Miracle in Levittown will be tomorrow, Sunday, December 19th, at the New Phoenix Theater on Park at 95 Johnson Park in downtown Buffalo. Tickets are $25 for general admission or $20 for students, seniors, and Subversive Theater members. Call 716-608-3001 for more information.
Oh, I can't wait to see Dallas. He's a great actor. Now, let's hear from Amy one last time before.
And I believe tomorrow is Pay What You Can for the final performance. Also, I'm not sure what was more terrifying, Justin is Jacob Marley or Justin's hair disappearing throughout the entire performance as Ebenezer Scrooge. Last but certainly not least tonight is A Christmas Eve Ghost Story, Fresh Hauntings Christmas Eve Edition, a short play by Vale Vonn. Enjoy.
What's wrong with this damn machine? It ain't working. I need to get this damn thing fixed. I need a guy who works on this stuff. Ah, there we are. I need somebody to install this for me. Ah. Excuse me. Ah, wondering who's IMing me? It's Christmas Eve. I'm working. Wondering Christmas dinner. Seriously, Freddie, when have I ever? No, thank you, but no. Don't like your wife or your ugly baby. Christmas either. While I'm on here, let me send this Teams message. Make a call. Why aren't you picking up, Roberta? Don't call me. Use Teams, you tell me. Now you don't answer. Your light's green. I'll bet you hacked it. Pretending to work when she's actually doing hell knows what. That's stealing from the company is what that is.
Yes, Scroom.
Did you hack your Teams to keep yourself green?
No. That all? Because it's quitting time.
Please quiet that animal. I need the metrics conversions for the Faraday Mars car project. Are you done with them?
I told you that would take another full day.
Or another full night, as the case may be.
Meaning?
Meaning that night, this night. That way I can send everything to the build team in the morning. They'll be able to look it over the end of the day and then...
Nobody's building rockets on Christmas Day, Scroom. Give it a rest, yeah?
It's not Christmas on Mars, Roberta.
Actually, it's Christmas everywhere.
I don't understand this outdated custom. Everyone in the U.S. takes off because it's someone's birthday. For weeks. Thanksgiving to Christmas. Meanwhile, people around the globe are working, Roberta. The rest of the world doesn't have these ridiculous lengthy holidays. Mars
Except
doesn't.
Diwali, which is 5 days, or Chinese New Year, which is 15. On the or the entire month of August, when most of Europe shuts down. Or but go ahead, begrudge me my Christmas. It's not like there's a labor shortage, and I could wander off and get a different job, right? Female engineer in this job climate. Whatever would I do?
You love this job, Roberta.
Oh, but I hate you, Scroom.
Fine, then go.
Fine, I will.
Fine.
Fine. I'm leaving this meeting now.
I thought you were gone already.
Thought you needed your metric conversions for your Faraday Mars cars. Thought you needed them tonight.
Guess I'll have to do them myself. But at least I won't have to listen to that wretched creature ever again.
I can't believe you're just letting me quit.
I'm not letting or preventing you from doing anything. We all make choices and live with the consequences, Roberta.
You're going to let your best, most loyal engineer quit in order to get to Mars one day sooner?
We aren't just going to Mars. We're going to be the first ones there. And our colonies will be the best. Working for me will make you a part of history. What more can you ask for?
A promotion?
I already made you a manager.
Because the sustainability people are demanding 30% female managers by 2050. Literally nothing changed for me. I didn't even get a raise.
Your salary is commensurate with this position, not with your talent. We both knew when you took this job that you were overqualified, but that's what you agreed to.
That was 6 years ago.
Rule number 1, get your money at the door.
How about insurance that includes eyes and teeth and mental health?
Talk to HR.
More vacation then, and holidays off. Off.
Take the rest of tonight off. Baby Jesus Eve or whatever.
And tomorrow.
Oh, you're killing me, Roberta. Fine, but the 26th?
Is a Saturday.
Precisely, and here at Scroom and Scroom, we work on Saturdays, Roberta.
Which is part of why I hate you, Scroom.
Roberta, I need to get to Mars. I can't let that Bezor person beat me. I need to get there first. I need to get there now. I needed to be there yesterday. If you don't want me to get there, I will die. I'll just die, Roberta. I will die. Is that what you want? You want me dead?
I guess not. You're the devil I know. I'll see you on the 26th. Merry Christmas, Scroom.
Yes, happy birthday, baby Jesus. Hooray, Merry Mars. It's footnote 702. Format all this. Imagine wasting a day of work to celebrate stranger's birthday. Computer screens, I swear to God. I'm gonna rest my eyes. 10 minutes. And some coffee and a power bar, or a Red Bull and a Hot Pocket. Get caffeinated then. Finish this report.
He was right here. Oh, there you are. Sleeping at the office? You were such the ladies, man. I used to have to drag you into work from after parties. Now your after party is a 4 a.m. meeting with your team in China. What have I done? Well, let's get this over with. Boo!
Teams meeting. I'm in a Teams meeting right now. Stop that. And also, you're dead. Juan Carlos Martinez is dead and on his mother's mantle.
Dead, but not gone, Aloysius.
Stop it. I don't know who you are or how you hacked into my system.
It's me, Scroom JC, your business partner. Yes. 7 years dead. Dead, but not gone.
You said that. I don't believe you. Prove it. Tell me something only my business partner would know.
Red Bull in a hot pocket means cocaine and a prostitute.
Oh, well.
I have unfinished business, Aloysius.
You forgot to file your taxes before you sailed off to Never Never Land, leaving me here alone to run this shit show?
I don't have much time, Al. You need to listen. We are both doomed unless I can convince you to change your...
No, dude. Old business before new business. And old business means you explaining why you picked our business's darkest hour to abandon me. I was eaten alive by the shareholders. They wanted to incarcerate me.
Oh, please. It's tennis prison, not orange jumpsuit jail.
I want to know why you left. Sailed into the sunset, literally, pretended to be dead. Know who's going to prison at JC? You. When they find out you're not dead.
Who sent me on that trip, Al?
What are you talking about?
Who suggested, no, insisted that I take a trip alone as you lament yourself now to be sailing the Pacific?
I never said to go by yourself, but I had to schmooze a potential investor that evening.
Wait, what? Red Bull and Hot Pockets?
You could have taken someone else.
You were adamant that no one else in the company found out that the parts came off.
Liability, JC.
We can agree then that you sent me solo to collect the pieces of your reusable rocket.
Those rocket pieces were valuable.
So valuable that you abandoned the project after I died? That rocket was so important that you quit the program altogether. Went from JC's Mars Express to Scroom and Scroom's Martian Dominion. And who is the other Scroom, by the way?
It's none of your business.
Really? I say I have the right to know.
Fine. It's my mother. She's a lovely woman and quite deserving.
I'll take your word.
Just what are you here for? What is this business you need to discuss? This new business, dead 7 years, and I got to take Teams calls from you? Maybe I died and went to hell.
I'm not in hell, Aloysius. I'm stuck in purgatory. I'd rather be in hell. Purgatory teases you with the possibility. There's water, but it's tepid. There's Wi-Fi, but it's sketchy. There's radio, but it mostly plays the R song I shared with my middle school girlfriend, inducing a constant state of cringe. I also have to save people.
Save people? Like who? What does that even mean, save people?
Clever up, Rocket Man.
Me? You mean me? Haha, save me from what? My trillions? The 14.3% return on Scroom and Scroom stock last quarter, and the quarter before that, and the 26 quarters before that? Or maybe it's the delighted shareholders you need to save me from.
You're loving trillions, you're beaming shareholders, while puppies die and rainbows go extinct. Does it make you happy? Working alone on Christmas Eve?
Roberta threatened to quit if I didn't give her the night off.
You're going to be visited by 3 ghosts, Al?
I don't have time for this, JC.
You're going to be visited by 3 ghosts, and they're going to teach you to be a better human being, or you'll doom us both. You too will be forced to listen to EDM covers of your childhood advertising shingles. While it always looks like it's going to rain tomorrow, there will always be an election, but your candidate will never win.
Those are the worst things I have to endure. I don't think that it's much bigger of a
The worst things by far are the pass-by possessions.
like drive-by shootings.
Exactly. Demons from hell visit here. They swagger by and possess you for fun. A couple minutes, then they leave. You're forced to deal with the wake of whatever was said or done by you while they were in control. You can't remember what it was, and someone seems to invariably be yelling at you indignant while you suffer what feels like the worst hangover of your life.
Just what am I supposed to do with this information?
Just wait now. They're coming. Wait for them.
You wait for this, you spooky son of a bitch. Where's that number? My mother's conviction that her house is haunted. I'm glad of that. Who else has ghost hunting teams on speed dial? Hello? Is this Fresh Hauntings? I have a haunting to report. Of course I'll meet up with your whole team. You can Zoom or FaceTime or carrier pigeon, whatever the hell you want. Yeah.
You called me, didn't you?
It's been a stressful, spooky evening is all. I have a ghost. I want it gone. Actually, that particular ghost is gone. But just how do you dispense with ghosts?
Depends on the type of ghost.
Ben, you're on mute. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Maybe it's not a ghost at all, but a demon. In which case, I can deal with it.
It's a ghost. I help it tell its stories. I'm a psychic witness, sort of a ghost whisperer. Once the spirits get their stories told, they often move along on their own.
This won't be like that. This ghost is threatening me.
Threatening you?
With what?
With, wait for it, more ghosts.
More ghosts? How? And did he say what these other ghosts would do when they got here?
It wasn't specific. Something about better human and other nonsense I don't care about. I don't have time for this. I can't have ghosts bother me while I'm working.
Working, but it's Christmas Eve.
No wonder you're haunted.
We're working.
So when are these other so-called ghosts supposed to show up?
Well, JC didn't specify. Tonight, that's all.
Technically, that gives them just under 17 minutes because technically, after that, it's tomorrow morning.
Oh, Ricky's my tech guy. They tend to overthink things.
Mr. Shroom, tell us more about this JC person whom you believe your ghost to be a manifestation of.
He was my business partner. He died on Christmas Eve.
Tonight?
7 years ago.
That's not so fresh, really. Does that even meet our criteria? 7 years?
7 years. That sometimes feels like 17. Then other times it seems like he's been gone 7 days, like he's away on vacation. Not that he ever took them. Juan Carlos Martinez was a working man's man. Worked around the clock, slept in the office on a camping mattress, wed to his work. A successful man, maybe. I will say never asked anything of his employees. He wasn't prepared to do himself. Was too slow to appease investors, but his work ethic was so...
Wow, he can really talk.
He's going on and on and on about this JC Martinez person, his business partner. Sounds like he's in love with the guy.
Shroom and Martinez. It's like a Christmas play, Scrooge. Scrooge and Marley.
Who?
What now?
Never heard of it. Listen, Ricky, gather some analytical equipment and head over to Scroom's place.
Hold up. Is 7 years ago recent enough? We're fresh hauntings, as in newly dead?
Do you know how much Scroom is worth?
So we're making an exception for money?
Seems reasonable.
Maybe we should change our name to Do You Have Money Hauntings?
Well, we're still helping people. This guy is clearly distressed.
How do you know?
Well, look at him. So, as I said, Ricky, gather your gear and go.
Nope.
It's got to be you, Ricky. You have all the analyzers.
Send star.
We don't know. There's actually a spirit. I'm a psychic. And if there's a spirit, it doesn't make any sense for me to go.
If there's no ghost, then star won't sense any spirit and we'll know. With far less fuss.
Ricky's got a point. For Star, there's no setup time, no power requirements.
Thank you, Ben. Dusty, send star.
Ben, why are you taking Ricky's side? Do you know what Dusty's... Send Ben.
Okay, no one is taking anyone's side. We're just trying to get the money. I mean, the job done. And it's my team. I pick who goes. Okay. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Oh, guess what, Ricky? I pick you. Vamos.
Uh-oh. Looks like Scroom is wrapping it up.
Oh, I better unmute him.
There you have it. Our entire history. You know JC as well as I ever did.
Oh, yeah. Very, very interesting.
A lot to process all at once.
Yes, I imagine you have questions.
Not a one.
Nope, none for me.
Okay, here.
Mr. Scroom, I think we have a good sense of you as a businessman and of your partner as a threatening apparition.
Okay.
Now, the next step for us is to...
Welcome to Christmas Pass. I'm the office assistant, and our job is to help you with this application.
A spirit that manifests itself into an office app from the 90s?
Maybe it is a demon.
You wretched little paperclip. You smarmy little piece
Yours
of
mass
garbage.
accepted artificial intelligence? This is...
Ghost is taking the form of America's most hated virtual office assistant on a meeting platform. Of course, all that EMF in a shared environment. This could function as a porthole. Oh, this could be huge.
You rotten AI paperclip monster. How many mornings you ruined, how many hours lost to your constant interruptions, and now you haunt me from your digital grave.
Looks like you're trying to become a reformed miser who remembers that society can be made better through generosity and compassion. Would you like your help?
No, you're gone. You're removed from the code. You shouldn't be here.
Don't show this tip again.
Looks like you're trying to get insight into the past. Would you like help?
Don't show this tip again.
Would you like to visit your childhood home? See how well your college ex is doing? Be reminded of your business partner's demise?
Cancel.
What would you like to do? None of the above? Search for help on the web? Searching for childhood home.
Don't you dare, you wretched little paperclip. I hate you so much.
You were happy once, Aloysius Screw.
I wasn't.
You were. You were happy and playful and had an older sister who adored you before you curdled into a selfish, self-loathing sheepskin who cares only about Mars.
I do love Mars.
Oh, can you mute? Oh,
cancel. Cancel it now. Cancel now. Cancel.
Nothing under paperclip. Let's try office assistant.
Performing an EVP analysis on this platform and all affiliated connections.
Oh, of course, and an SSGNG ComSpec analysis.
Of course.
Star, what have you got for us?
I'm getting patterns, but it all in static with the heavy EMF interference. I can't be certain.
can't sort out your signals? Sounds like you need to be on site.
Sounds like you need to be quiet.
Guys,
You were just saying you can't do anything. I'm presenting a solution to that problem.
What problem?
The problem of you not doing anything.
guys.
Ben's the one not doing anything. He's not even trying.
I'm researching.
They're researching and they're quiet about it.
Guys, Clippy just asked Scroom if he wants to save.
It must be done.
I'm unmuting.
And that's,
my.
did you get all that? And what are you going to do about it?
We got every word, Mr. Scroom. Ricky, you know my tech guy. They're running simple standard ghost/non-ghost communication spectrum analysis. They're also scanning your internet for electronic voice phenomena.
Shouldn't you be here doing that? Shouldn't my Wi-Fi be checked?
We're utilizing my socially distanced apparition assessment. Patent pending.
And you, Sunshine, have you attempted to get the story of these spirits whispered to any of them? Because they seem to be plenty of relief telling me my story.
It's Star. If you're being haunted, the spirits either think you can help them, which I seriously doubt it, but you've done something to make them angry.
Me make them angry?
All right, Mr. Scroom, Mr. Scroom, let's review some of your story. Now, it was hard to follow with Clippy in the way.
Sure, I think that's a good approach. I don't want you to get the wrong impression of me.
All right, Ricky, tell me what you got.
Considering with Scroom's internet is 5G,
Yep.
and given that the assistant paperclip was indeed, as Scroom said, coded out of the office suite in the 2000s,
Yep.
combined with the observation and definite spillover on the GNG channels, and finally, take into account that Star mostly heard static.
Yep. All right.
No,
I have no idea.
now who can't do their job?
My analysis was inconclusive.
I need something, Ricky.
The ghost, non-ghost channels overlap. There's EVM activity throughout the entire analyzed range. These indicate strong psychic phenomena, but our psychic witness is getting nothing. Even taking the high EMF and other potential psychic stat to account, she should register something concrete. Hence, inconclusive. Need more data.
Looks like you're about to get some. Check out Scroom.
Oh, I'm muting.
Now playing the Christmas Present podcast.
Are you getting this? Are you stopping this? Why aren't you stopping this? I'm leaving.
Now locking all doors and windows.
Oh, playing hardball, huh? I'm unplugging you, huh?
You can mute this.
No, we need this to hear what this ghost tells Scroom.
The ghost is going to show him, or I guess tell about the VA podcast, a Christmas market, then the home of obscured but essential transportation guy. Then they'll look at, oh my goodness, Christmas at some working man's place, something dangerous or undervalued like a minor. They'll end it at the home of the Scroom's employees. Oh, and the employee will have a relentless, adorable, sick kid.
Where did all that come from?
Tonight on Christmas Present, we explore the question, how do miserable people make happiness during the holidays?
Oh, hot.
This Christmas Eve, we'll take you to a holiday market where everything has been massively discounted and most of the shoppers and all of the vendors are drunk with Christmas cheer.
After that, we'll visit the home of air traffic controller Victor Vector, Amazon warehouse worker Jack Pallet, and finally Scroom and Scroom programmer Roberta Cratchit.
Whoa.
Wait for it.
So glad we're ending at Roberta's.
Right? That dog, Oh my God, the cutest.
Poor little thing. Only 6 weeks to live. Really?
That's our expensive.
You'd never even know he was sick. He's so sweet and playful.
I must say, I'm surprised his computer programming dog mama can't pay a life-saving vet bill.
You said it yourself. She works for Scroom, and Scroom is why.
Guess we'll have to hope for a Christmas miracle.
I guess I can mute it.
How'd you know all that?
Because it's just like, never mind, because I'm psychic, duh.
All right, listen up, team. The ghost has now possessed Scroom's home assistant. That's it, Ricky. You need to go there.
Maybe not.
I agree. If these are possessions involved, it should be Ben who goes.
True, but that's not what I meant. I've been doing some research.
Yeah, I guess we know.
Yeah, here's what you don't know. JC Martinez's death was a little suspicious.
He was murdered. I can usually feel spirits who have been murdered.
No, he's not murdered.
Scroom murdered him.
That would explain why he's being haunted.
Guys, come on.
That doesn't explain the other three ghosts, though, or why I couldn't cut through the static and hear his spirit.
No, Scroom didn't. He didn't murder it.
A spirit is now actively haunting his murderer.
Through the use of conversational AI interfaces.
And I couldn't sense him. It doesn't add up.
No, Scroom did not murder him.
Why didn't you say that?
Martinez went out solo on his sailboat to salvage some, I don't know, space junk off of one of the rockets. There was a storm and the boat washed ashore. No Martinez. Body was never found. There was never any real proof of his deadness. Martinez was presumed dead.
You think he faked his own death?
That would explain why I can't sense him.
That would explain a lot of things.
Doesn't explain the patterns in the static, though.
Or the why? Why would Scroom's partner pretend to be dead? Scroom took over like his half of the business, and has only gotten bigger and better since Martinez has been gone. It'd make more sense if Scroom did murder him.
That would also explain a lot of things, like the GNG overlap.
Oh, betrayal by his business partner would provide emotive trauma. Emotive trauma means psychic static. I've always assumed it was limited to the living, but what if spirits can generate their own static, which would result in patterns? This could be a big discovery.
At the time, the company was failing. The shareholders wanted someone held accountable. Martinez conveniently disappeared. I think maybe he did fake his own death so he didn't have to go to jail.
Then who is haunting Scroom?
I have a theory.
Oh, I'm muting.
Subjected to these brutal hauntings while the ghost hunting team I hired sits watching.
You seem especially upset by this last ghost. Can you tell us why?
Because it's all obvious, of course. I used to be a happier person, a kinder man. I used to believe that humans were mostly good in the arc of the universe bent towards justice. It does not. The universe tried to imprison me.
The spirit is trying to help you, Scroom. It's trying to save you from doing something that the spirit itself is threatened by as well. Except something's not right. Unless it's not a ghost at all. It's some kind of servant. But to what? What master has ethereal companions?
Ooh.
Are you referring to that damn dog? Because that's another thing. I'm not responsible for the demise of someone's supposedly beloved pet. I pay Roberta a fair wage. She decides how to spend it. If avocado toasts and lattes mean more to her than furry friends, that's on her.
I pay my vet in lattes and toast.
Why is no one here with ghost traps? If you can't do something to stop these goats, I'm gonna call another agency right now. What's the number for Ghostbusters?
My Drew, I already told you we were utilizing my socially distanced apparition assessment. Pending.
Also, dude, it's Christmas Eve. No one else is taking this call.
Now, I have one question. After your partner died on a sailboat, how did you feel?
How did I feel?
Sorry. Again, tech guys. I hate them.
It's a legitimate question, though. An individual with emotional state can trigger psychic manifestations.
Or invite possession.
Mr. Screw, we're close to solving this, but we can't take care of your ghost problem until we know just what type of haunting we are dealing with.
Or possession.
Answer the question, please.
Help us help you.
Well, I felt unmoored. We shared a vision, JC and myself. After his death, it seemed like a betrayal to pursue it. So I shifted. I strove toward developing a new vision, then working to realize that vision.
That vision being Mars.
That's right. The first Martian colony. Start entirely from scratch. Build something envisioned but never accomplished. A self-sufficient, self-reliant city capable of further advancing itself using only, but all of, its own resources.
So, like Epcot?
No, not an experimental prototype community of tomorrow, a fully functioning, realized community of now. Of right now, where pockets of poverty simply do not exist, where no one starves or is homeless, where everyone has the resources and freedom to pursue their passion. Think what humans working in harmony can do.
That's beautiful, actually.
Does sound like Epcot, though.
It's also completely unworkable. A nonsense idea created by a naive mind. Everyone can't pursue their passion. We need menial labor. And the only way to not have poverty is to keep poor people out in the first place. That's why my Mars will not allow its inhabitants to house their staff. All nannies, cooks, chauffeurs, they all have to live on Phobos.
Required menial labor will live on Mars' inner moon? Was this your idea?
Yes, along with teachers, EMTs, and grocery clerks.
It's ugly.
Not like Epcot at all.
Well, who do you think gets harassed by the ghosts? Happy, kind men?
So, Mr. Screw, you went from being unmoored to being inspired. Was there ever a mourning period? Did you ever feel sad?
Of course he felt sad, Ricky. That goes without saying. Grief is a private thing.
I didn't, though.
What?
I didn't feel grief, no. To be honest, I felt relieved. JC and I started out with a shared vision, and at the time of his death, we'd been pursuing it. But I had long decided it was stale, contracted, worst of all, self-serving. I wanted bolder. I told him so. He didn't agree. He successfully persuaded the board of directors, so we followed his dream.
Maybe Scrooge did kill him.
Selecting program, Christmas Future.
Who said that? What? Not more. No.
The future ghost isn't supposed to talk.
No, not
First
more.
Christmas Eve, 2035. Martian year, 43. Martian month, 11. Soul number, 607.
No. What's going on? That's more. No. Scared. Oh. What's going on? I've had enough of this. It's dark in here. Oh my. Where am I? Where am I? I'm in somebody's house. Oh no. Where am I supposed to be? Oh, Mars. Oh, it's Mars. It's my Mars. Oh, my vision. It's beautiful, just like I imagined. There's the Earth block. Oh, the solar wind farm. And wait, Bezoar Towers? What's Maiden's shuttle? Festal cars? Where are my Faraday Mars cars? Screw 'em shuttle! Screw 'em towers! This scenario is faulty. Either fix it or turn it off right this second. You think I want to see a Mars where Greg Bezoar and Brandon Richardson make my vision happen on my planet?
So yeah, about that, according to Google Mars and the Wikipedia Mars,
There's no Wikipedia on Mars.
There is in 2035. I backhacked through the Zoom call to the holodeck computer and tapped the massive Lolly databases that are used to accurately create holograms. One of those databases is WikiMars.
And what does it say?
You won't like it.
What does it say?
You appear only as a footnote in the entry for Greg Bezoar. Footnote 17. One of the passengers killed was Aloysius Scroom, a friend and colleague of Bezoar, whom Bezoar once credited for Bezoar's own interest in Mars. Quote, as part of a small wager, end quote.
Killed?
Yes, he apparently died in a shuttle crash.
A shuttle? Well, I die in a shuttle, be it a Scroom shuttle or a Maiden. At least I made it to Mars. Make it. We'll make it to Mars. Time travel's so confusing.
I thought you were a scientist.
Businessman. A businessman who makes it to Mars. Not a terrible legacy to have left. Be leaving?
Actually, Mr. Scroom, the shuttle was, or will be, an airport shuttle. You're changing planes in DC. You, Bezoar, and Roberta Cratchit will be among the passengers. They surviving? Oh, get married.
Aww.
But there's good news. Tell him, Ben.
Oh, JC's body was never actually found.
Meaning?
Meaning, when combined with the results of my socially distanced apparition assessment, pending, that this entire evening is most likely fake.
Fake?
Like a big jackass style prank by your business buddy there, Martinez.
He seems to have hacked all your digital systems.
No ghosts.
We don't believe so.
But why?
Because he wants to make you crazy. Now that Scroom and Scroom is worth something, he wants it back.
He probably plans to make you mentally unstable so you can be manipulated into selling all your stock at a discount.
I don't believe it. I won't believe it.
Why wouldn't you? I left you and it mattered the most.
Left me.
Believe it, Scroom. That was my plan all those years ago. When you suggested I take a boat to collect the rocket debris, I knew I had an out. So I took it. Now I'm back to take what's mine.
What's yours? You threw me to the wolves.
Your success is based on my managerial style.
Oh, my head. Seems like we're done. I'd like to go back to bed. Santa may still get a chance to drop by, and I want to be ready.
Yeah, me too.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas. I'll be keeping us safe.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Scroom. I'll be in touch about payment after the
Oh,
holiday.
wait. Payment terms are 180 days. Also, there was no ghost. I'm anticipating a significant discount in your pricing.
But it's Christmas Eve.
I agreed to the call expecting that you would know that we will be charging a holiday rate.
You heard the man. You get paid a discounted rate 6 months from now. If you weren't so money hungry, you've negotiated terms before you yanked the team out of their bets on Christmas Eve.
Wait a minute, JC. It sounds bad when you put it like that. Real bad. Why I wanted to move to Mars bad. Dusty, text me your Venmo and I'll pay you tonight. Through my personal account, not Scroom and Screw.
Thank you. Enjoy the holiday, Mr. Scroom. We'll see your lovely mother again in January for a monthly ghost sweep.
Now, JC, let's have a word about your so-called managerial style before I...
Yeah! Oh, God. What? What? Oh no. Well, what did I say?
Very funny, JC.
It's past my possession, remember? I told you the demons wander past and reach out and have their ways with you. They make you say things, crazy things. You've got to believe me, Scroom.
I believed you earlier, and look where it got me. Terrorized for an entire night.
You must change. If you don't, we are both doomed. Do you not understand me? You will never find peace. You will have to listen to me, Scroom.
Otherwise, nothing. I built this company up from nothing, less than nothing. And I'll be damned if I'm going to let you be taken away from me by a fake dead guy. I'll see you in court.
You won't. You won't see me anywhere after tonight, Aloysius. But you will be damned.
I don't have time to be damned. I don't have time for you. I have a Christmas dinner to buy booze for and employees to give time off and a small dog to take to the vet. I'm not going to be like you.
But you... Wait, that's great.
I had a vision. And if I can't do it on Mars, well then screw it. I'll make it happen right here on Earth. I'll show Greg Bezor and Brandon Richardson and Tyson DeGrasse Neal right. If we can terraform Mars, we can fix Earth. That's what I'll be remembered for.
That's terrific. You should celebrate.
And I don't care what you say about it. I'm starting right now. No, wait, it's Christmas Eve. I'm starting to... No, that's Christmas Day. Then it's Saturday. Oh, Monday. That's how we'll be spending next Monday, JC, drawing up a plan to fix Earth. I can see it now. Scroom Desalination Plant. Scroom Clean Energy LLC. Faraday Earth Cars.
You are a ghost.
I am.
And you changed Scroom.
Something good.
So now you'll be freed from purgatory. Kind of like getting your wings. That's wonderful. Merry Christmas, JC.
Merry Christmas, Star. Merry Christmas to all. And to all a good night.
Wow, that Scroom was not really a nice guy until the end. Let's hear one final word from our friend Ellen.
Green Buffalo Productions is looking for a whole new batch of 15-minute plays that take place in the fictional apartment complex of 2018 Emerald Terrace. Plays can be any genre, but they must be written in an audio format. All writers must be from the Western New York area, and they will receive a small stipend for their work. For guidelines and more information, email greenbuffaloproductions@gmail.com.
All right. Let's hear from our friend Aimee to close out the show.
Oops, and I'll just invite everybody else to hop back on screen really quickly. Thank you all so much for a terrific show. We know.
Come on.
Oh, hang on, let me get you on here. Give me 1 second.
I can't get on.
I'm working on it. Hold on. Here we go. And we'll invite our playwrights as well.
Ooh.
Here we come. I think that is everyone. Perfect. Thank you all. Oh, we got cats everywhere. We saw a special visit by Waffles. Melody, what's your cat's name? Oh, you're muted.
Is that new?
Uh-oh.
That one is Charlie.
Charlie's adorable.
Oh, my cat's name is Chester. They should be friends. Both human names. Oh.
But that is the end of our program tonight. We just wanted to thank you all for participating. And I just wanted to mention, because my fault, I did not, that the last play was directed by Virginia Brannon. So kudos, great work as always. Thank you all very, very much. We'll see you again in 2022 when Inclusive Theater and Western New York Improv come to you live and in person at the Williamsville Meeting House. Justin, what's your cat's name?
Oh, this is Lucas Skywalker.
Oh my baby. You're carrying him like a baby. Oh,
Lucas
my
is
God.
beautiful.
He's so pretty. I love those
Thank you
black and
all
whites.
for being in the show, for directing the show, and to all the folks that engaged online. We had some really active conversations, and that was super cool. And
great.
I can happily announce that while we were on, we reached 101 YouTube subscribers. Woo!
Oh, awesome.
So
Yay.
tomorrow, I will be putting all of their names into a randomizer, and somebody will get a free individual membership to Inclusive Theater for the year.
Nice.
So that is
That's
all I
good.
have. Thank you all very, very much for being here. Have a beautiful holiday. Oh, and there's waffles. Beautiful holiday. A happy, happy, and healthy 2022. And we will
Absolutely.
see you again very soon.
Christmas.
Thank you.
Hey, Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
Bye.
Happy New Year.
He's
Happy
waving.
New Year.
Happy
Bye-bye.
New Year. Be safe, everybody.
You
Bye,
too.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.